and welcome back to my channel again, TorAthena, where today I'm doing, I don't really think I've ever done a video like this before, but I have to rant about something slash educate, and it's dating websites. It's dating websites and what I think men do wrong. I have been a lover of dating websites and have used many of them for many years, and so I'm quite used to knowing the ins and outs of them, the comings and goings of them, and how they generally work and what people use certain websites for. And I genuinely get a couple of my male friends asking for advice on what they should say to a woman in a first message, how should they conduct, blah 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 blah. And I'm starting to feel like maybe some people don't even realise what they're doing is perceived as wrong to the other sex. So I thought I would share my knowledge now. But first, I think it's important to put a couple of disclaimers out there. One, I know women are going to be just as bad, and I probably do things that I don't think are wrong, that all men are probably annoyed that women do. So please don't think that I'm just hating on men here. I'm also not hating on men here. I'm genuinely trying to give you my advice and genuinely try and help some people who want it. Also, I think it's incredibly important to point out that I have never or will ever use a dating website for a one-night stand or general hookups. I have no problem with people who want to use it for that. That's fine, because that's their bodies and they can do with what they want. The reason why I'm pointing this out though, they will use their profiles in a different way. I'm talking about men who genuinely want to meet a woman, potentially date, and potentially end up in a relationship. That should be the goal. The advice I give are for people whose finish line, is to end up with a woman for a period of time. Hookups and one-night stands would use them completely different ways, and my advice wouldn't apply to them at all. Also, I'm not telling you to lie or not be yourself. Being yourself at the end of the day is the most important thing, because when you finally find someone, you found someone who likes you for you. I'm simply telling you in this video certain ways to go about contacting, messaging, and displaying yourself, really. Displaying yourself in a way that's putting your best attributes forward, but your true attributes. So I've probably totally messed up that intro and disclaimer and it makes no sense, but I'm gonna carry on anyway. So here's my advice. Step 1, your profile. You need to write something about yourself, guys. I know it's daunting, and I know a lot of people are shy, and I know you don't want to come across as conceited or self-absorbed or vain, but you have to sell yourself. A woman replying may all depend on whether she likes what she sees on your profile. If all you have on your About Me section is just ask, I would not reply. I wouldn't care how hot you are. I don't know anything about you. You putting just ask has come across that you have nothing to say about yourself, you're boring, and you're lazy. Even a small paragraph of your simple likes and hobbies can increase your replying potential tenfold. If you ever came across my dating website on plentyoffish.com, it is a mini novel. You don't have to be that long. Just put something about yourself that someone can relate to or talk about. It's really important. Step 2, your photographs. This is going to be the longest bit of the video, by the way. I cannot get my head around what I have seen on a dating website. On a dating website that is used to attract females. Men, what are you thinking? I know all my advice is based on the fact that you are looking for a partner, but I've got a feeling that even if you're after a one-night stand, you're not going to be interested in the guy or the many of men on this dating website that just do that to the camera. Now, once again, my advice is for people who want to date, not one-night stands. So if you want to date a girl, don't make every picture you have on there topless. Now, it's great if you are comfortable with your body. It's even better if you love your body. We should all love and embrace our bodies. But every single picture cries narcissist. It cries that you're probably vain. It cries that you're shallow. And it cries that you are probably just looking for a one-night stand. Whether you are or you aren't, that's how it comes across. This is one I will never understand. Don't upload pictures with girls in them. I know this sounds silly, and I'm sure some women will argue this, but I do think this will apply to the majority of women. Most women don't care if you have female friends. Most women are very secure, but the same women who don't mind you having a female friend will always, when on a dating website and they look at a guy draped with girls, will always pick the guy who isn't. Now, I understand why men do it. Either they think they look good in the picture, they are just female friends, so they think, why would they get jealous? I know they're just friends. Or C, they think, see, it shows that I can get on with women and I have a sensitive side. We just think that they're gonna be the bit on the side. And I really feel like I have to point out that I'm not this crazy jealous person. I don't care if my boyfriends have female friends. I have many male friends and they are just that. But on a dating website where I don't know that person, you do become very judgmental. Everyone does. And when I see a guy draped with women, I think they're gonna be a bit hard work. And I think they're gonna probably push my insecurity boundaries that everyone has. So it puts me off them. That's the truth. This is a weird one, but it makes sense. Don't upload pictures with your mates. One, you may think that it shows that you're a fun-loving guy who is hungry for life. It may show that you're a sociable person with good people skills. You may think that it shows that you're a likable person where loads of people love you and want to be around you. I think I don't know which one you are, and I'm tired of looking through your 8 pictures trying to figure it out, because most people don't even put a caption explaining which one they are. And it happens an awkward amount of time that I usually end up being more attracted to one of the mates in the picture, and therefore I don't reply to them. Once I truly like someone, I don't notice anyone around me. But while you're literally just looking at a profile for the first time, you're gonna notice someone who is physically more your type or more attractive than another person on there. So don't make that an option. Only put pictures of yourself on your dating profile. That way you don't make it difficult for people to find out which one you are, and you don't run the risk of them being more attracted to your friends. I do feel this is more of a personal preference when I'm looking for a partner, but I do still feel like this would apply to a lot of women. Don't have all your pictures drunk. When all your pictures are out drunk, I just think our ideas of fun are totally different. It makes you look like your idea of fun is very limited to only getting drunk on a night out. And that would put me off my partner, because that's not what I want to do every weekend. Okay, so you've sorted your profile out, you've written a bit about yourself, you've got a good selection of variety in your photographs showing the whole spectrum of the wonderful you that is you. It's time to message her. We live in a society that is constantly striving for equality, which is a good thing. However, there are some areas that aren't as equal as others, and one of them is dating. The very, very early signs of dating is still a very primitive and animalistic right where the man approaches the female. Now, yes, women do message guys, women do hit on guys. I've messaged some men, but nowhere near amount the men who have messaged me. I know a lot of men who want the woman to approach the man because it's a nice ego boost. Anyone who messages anyone does rub the ego a little bit. It makes it easier because they already know that they like them, and it's also easier because, well, it's easier because they've messaged you. But there is a chase involved with dating, which is always fun, and it's always a chase that I want the man to do. Not because I'm lazy, not because I'm sexist and I feel like the woman should be the chased, but because that's what I find the sexiest. I want a man with confidence who can come over to me and ask me out. And I'm sure a lot of other women feel that way. Now, I'm not saying that's the way it should be or the way it has to be. I'm just saying that a lot of women have that preference type. So men are, for now, gonna have to message a lot more than they receive. But here are some tips to help you get replies. Okay. The first one, the most simple one, the one that I genuinely think out of all the advice that I'm ever gonna give you will help you the most. Hi, you okay? As in, are you okay? How are you? All of these messages, all of these sentences in your head, put them in a little bowl. Have you done that? Put them there, and then throw them away. I don't want you to say any of those words. Your first message should be something that compels the woman to reply, that draws you in and makes you stand out. True fact, there has been some men that have made me go weak at the knees who have messaged me, but because all they have done is said, hi, you okay? Yes, sexy. One word messages, I won't reply at all. Out of sheer principle, I will never reply to them because it's lazy. This is the first impression that you are giving to a woman. All you can be bothered to message is hi. I once snapped once and I messaged a guy back who just said hi and said, why do you do it? What is it that makes you do this? And he made a good point. He said he used to put effort into a message and he got very few replies even then. So he kind of used the method to message someone as a way of saying, I am attracted to you. I am interested in you. If you are interested in me, reply back. Although I totally get where he's coming from and his logic is sound, it's not one that will work. I understand that you've been burnt before and I've messaged a few people and not had replies and it's disheartening, it really is. But if you like someone, you put the effort in. It's as simple as that. Also, although how are you is a fair enough statement to ask, it's a really awkward conversation opener. I've had some people who've gone, how are you? Like kind of put a bit of effort into the message and then the only thing they've kind of given me to reply to is, how are you? I'm fine. I don't know what you want from me. Do not ask how much a polar bear weighs. For those of you who don't know, enough to break the ice. However, it was in a film and genuinely I had 3 people ask me that in one day once. And it just, you know, it's a funny one. The first one who messaged me, I was like, oh, very funny. And the next two, I was like, oh, come on, stop. So don't, just piece of advice, don't ask that. Genuinely, the best messages I've ever received to lead to a response have been just humorous, silly things. One of the ones that my favorite message of all time, someone sent me 10 random questions like, do you eat Nutella with a spoon? Where were you when Susan Boyle won X Factor? Really weird things like that. And it just made me laugh. It gave me something to reply to. It showed his personality. It showed that it matched my personality. It was fun. And that's what dating should be. It shouldn't be like these awkward interviews for dating someone. It should be fun. You're meeting new and exciting people. It's great. Embrace it. Always read their profile. The amount of people who ask what I do for a living and it's on my profile is the most offensive thing ever. Come on, that's a simple one. Always pick something from their profile. And this is weird. Don't pick the first thing you read because that's probably what most people do. And don't pick the last thing either because most people who are lazy will read the last thing and pretend they've read it all. This is me overthinking something, I know, but pick something from the middle. Read it all anyway, but if you're taking something from the profile, unless you have something to genuinely connect with them on as just a conversation opener, pick something in the middle. Cannot stress this enough. Grammar people. We've been using QWERTY keyboards even on smartphones for at least 5 years now. Longer than that. No excuse. If you're dyslexic, point that out in a message and still try. Because people who just text speak these days are stuck in the wrong generation now. And here's a weird one, because this is a nice thing. You're doing a nice thing, even if you're intending to date them. Don't, in the first couple of messages, say they are hot, sexy, or attractive, or anything like that, that shows that you are physically appreciative of them. This isn't a treat them mean thing to keep them keen, but what it is, if you are too nice on their physical appearances, you instantly put them on a pedestal. And they are aware of it. Not that they would take advantage of it, but it creates an awkward and equal dynamic. I get very uncomfortable when someone instantly opens up with a, you're hot, you're gorgeous, you're sexy. I'd rather them talk to me about something and then later on be like, I love your photos, they're really nice by the way, or something like that. Does that make sense? Don't open up with this worshipping message of putting them on a pedestal, because then you're cutting yourself off instantly without even knowing it by trying to be nice. I know there's so much there and I'm so sorry, but all of this I genuinely think is very good advice that on a whole will help you a lot more. My final bit of advice for how to use a dating website would be the last part, if they don't message you back. Now this is a bit weird because most people would assume that once they haven't wrote back, they're not interested. Don't do it. This could be true. This genuinely could be a factor. I do struggle to reply to everyone and I do try and tell them if I'm not interested, but it's horrible. But on the other hand, and I genuinely am not doing this to show off, I at the moment have, I don't know if you can see that, 637 unopened messages. And this isn't me just not opening them up and letting them build up. This is me on it every day. I spend about half an hour a day on POF going through messages, reading messages, potentially replying to them, and I probably delete about between 5 and 40 messages a day. Men message a lot more than women. I know some of my friends who have received as little as 2 messages in their lifetime on path to getting, you know, quite a lot. You know, it does range, but women on average get a heck load more. So it genuinely happens that sometimes someone will message me again, but it's actually the first time I've opened their message. And that is a horrible thought. That is a horrible, horrible thought that you may have just messaged at the wrong time and you get covered by other men. Oh no, that sounds weird. But you know, it could genuinely be that. So my last piece of advice, if the woman has not replied in 3 days, let's use the magic 3 in the dating world, send her another message. Do not copy and paste. Do not kick off on her because she hasn't replied, which I have had. I have replied to people on their second attempt at messaging me, and all they've done is send me a different message, usually stating, and this is what I like, I don't know if you've read my message or not. So in the hopes that you haven't, I'm sending you another one. And that's it. If they don't reply to that one, then they really are swamped with emails or they aren't interested. But I genuinely believe that the first message going ignored doesn't necessarily mean that it's over. Well, thank you so much for bearing with me through this video. I did not know it'd be this long. I'm really worried about how long it's actually gonna be. But I hope it helped you. It's been a lot that I really wanted to get off my chest. It's a lot I've wanted to share with people, and I genuinely hope it helps any of you out there. So to all you singles out there, good luck. And to any men out there, do you have advice for the woman on the messaging site? Comment below, let me know. Make a video yourselves so I can watch it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and all that jazz. Bye!